Well, it seems like we know one player who won't be on the Lakers next season, D'Angelo Russell. After going 0 of 7 last night and 0 of 6 from three-point land, turning the ball over, and just being completely ineffective in this Nuggets series overall, it's clear that D'Angelo Russell and his home at the Lakers might not be so secure. Let's get right into this Game 3 where the Lakers basically were placed in a must-win situation. We see here in transition, D'Angelo Russell, right now the Lakers are up 8-0, everything's flowing in their direction. D'Angelo Russell kind of at the three-point line, gets right by Aaron Gordon, and is in an interesting position here. He is forced with either going through Nikola Jokic or kind of passing it to AD, who's clearly behind Jokic trying to get open for the easy dunk. This is maybe the one good play that D'Angelo Russell makes all night, and I wanted to highlight it before we go into a series of bad plays where he does this no-look pass, passes it to Anthony Davis, and he's able to get the dunk. These types of plays in transition, you'd think, would help set D'Lo up for a great game against the Nuggets. After all, they needed this game, and they started off really hot. Right here, what you see is Anthony Davis is essentially trying to set up what probably was a dribble handoff. It seems like, though, the Nuggets covered it well and tried to ball deny D'Angelo Russell. It's clear that the Nuggets know throughout this series that D'Angelo Russell is probably the key to shutting down the Lakers, and man, they were right. Keeping him at low points per game throughout this series, with his only game that was good really being that Lakers game 2, where he was able to get 7 threes and score well over 20 points. Besides that game, he really hasn't been good. So here they're trying to set him up by screening LeBron James's man, Aaron Gordon, and to get LeBron James open, but also potentially to essentially get him open by the three-point line. As he sets this screen, it seems like it works out perfectly. KCP is still sagging a little bit. It seems like his job is to kind of help in this LeBron action, so he's like looking here. If Anthony Davis saw this, he probably should have passed it to D'Angelo Russell, as he didn't know how cold he was this game. But LeBron gets the ball and he sends it over to D'Lo, and D'Lo is able to kind of get a running start. It seems like KCP over pursued just a little bit, but Jamal Murray is in a pretty good position here to contest D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo kind of does this snake dribble. He loves to do this where instead of driving directly to the basket, he likes to keep the defender on his back, keep KCP behind him, and essentially try to get a wide open mid-range shot. And he's able to get a pretty great mid-range shot, and he should make this, but he actually ends up airballing it, and Anthony Davis ends up getting fouled in this play, which is pretty funny, I think. This is one of the cases where one of D'Lo's mistakes actually ends up working out. In this specific play, in this next one right here, it seems like the Lakers are running a set with LeBron in the post. It seems like Anthony Davis is going to be on the same side as him, and the Lakers are essentially setting up around the three-point line just to kind of space the floor and give LeBron space. So he's backing down Michael Porter Jr., which obviously is a favorable matchup for him, and this causes Aaron Gordon to help, which means that there's 2 sent to the ball, meaning one person on the perimeter is going to be open. And you see here, everyone pretty much on the Nuggets side is sucked into the paint, so gives LeBron a lot of space to operate with the great passer he is. LeBron kind of loses the ball a little bit right here, but actually ends up working out pretty well for him. I mean, if you think about it, we have Hachimura open, and then we have D'Lo also wide open. I think one thing to notice here is that D'Lo doesn't look very prepared for the ball. He just kind of is standing up straight, like, in like a erect position, and he's not really ready for the ball. And if LeBron passes this ball, he should be presumably ready to shoot. I mean, he is wide open, and so he ends up getting the ball, and he has to set up a little bit, and this causes, I think, this KCP like stunt towards his legs really affects this shot right here, and he isn't able to get as clean of a look as he wants. He just hits kind of the side of the rim a little bit, and that's the Nuggets go in transition right there. Now this next play right here, D'Lo is going to seemingly initiate the offense from the wing position. He's going to try to pass it to AD, but he doesn't see KCP in the way, which he was right in front of him, so he should have seen him, and he turns the ball over. And this was just the start, I feel like, of the Lakers' kind of collapse. As soon as D'Lo starts committing these types of turnovers and not being a reliable initiator of the offense, the Lakers really struggle. And in games D'Lo plays well, the Lakers do pretty well, and they're one of the best home teams in the league this season, played really well at home. But D'Lo, with these careless mistakes, you can't really expect him to accomplish anything when he's doing careless mistakes on the offensive end and he isn't putting up the points necessary. And already you can see, like, when D'Lo's playing bad, he seems a little bit disengaged on the defensive end as well, which is definitely something to notice throughout this series, that D'Lo just hasn't been able to guard KCP really well and hasn't been contributing on the defensive end, and that just exacerbates the issues that the Lakers have. And a large portion of these issues has just been that the Lakers role players have just been not as good as the Nuggets role players. I don't even know if you can call Aaron Gordon a role player anymore at the way he's been playing lately, but Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. have been heavily outplaying DLO and Austin Reeves, which to me has really been the stories of this series, as Jamal Murray hasn't actually been that great. And you see right here, Michael Porter Jr. is going to back down Austin Reeves and get that bucket, all off of the D'Angelo Russell mistake, which is something we just can't have happen. So right here, it seems like they switched it up, realizing that D'Lo is struggling a little bit. So Austin Reeves is seemingly going to kind of run this pick and roll with Anthony Davis. Once again, KCP gives D'Lo a lot of space here. Like, it's not like they're guarding D'Lo incredibly tough at this point once they realize he's off. And as Austin Reeves kind of drives into the middle of the court, there's like 3 Lakers right here. I don't know why he honestly did that. It probably wasn't a smart move. But he is able to kind of thread the pass over to D'Angelo Russell, who is wide open in this case, as KCP's job was seemingly to tag Anthony Davis. And so we have D'Lo wide open right here. He should be ready to shoot immediately and just, get off a good shot, hopefully make it. But he ends up missing this shot. And I mean, this is a wide open look. This is all you can expect to get out of an offensive possession. And he ends up missing the shot, which is just unfortunate for the Lakers, who really needed it at this point. And in this play right here, D'Angelo Russell, we're going to have him dribbling the ball up the court, and he's going to kind of set up this play. It seems like, you'd think, like in a pickup game, if you were playing and you miss 6 shots in a row, you wouldn't just take like a 30-foot shot almost closer to the logo in transition as soon as the play sets up. And it seems like LeBron is like, oh, okay, pass me the ball. Like, let's run a set a little bit. Austin Reeves is in the corner. Like, we're kind of in semi-transition. Let's wait up for Anthony Davis. But D'Angelo Russell, on the other hand, is like, no, I'm going to pull it. And it's just like, why would you do that? You're very cold right now. This game is not going your way right now in terms of, just any way you could possibly think of it. You have 0 points. And that's just not what they need from D'Angelo Russell. They need him to play within the offense. And I think something addressed on other channels as well is just his floor is so low because of the lack of defensive ability. He is able to get hot for maybe a couple seconds, but when he's playing poorly, he still takes the same wild shots, but isn't generating any spacing. As you saw when KCP was guarding him, he essentially left him wide open after he knew he was cold and, didn't make them pay at all. So in this next set, it seems like basically I'd call this semi-transition. We have 2 Nuggets behind Austin Reeves. We have D'Lo walking up the court. I think this is like one of the most concerning signs about D'Lo. In a position like this in semi-transition, you'd want everyone like rushing to get down the court. You'd want D'Lo to kind of draw into the paint, maybe go all the way over to the corner essentially, just to space out to make sure that the lane is open. But D'Lo kind of just walks around looking for this 3-point shot. You see he's still walking. And it seems like he's just looking for this shot right here. Maybe that's his most comfortable shot. But I feel like he actually could have gotten KCP out of this entire play if he just ran through and essentially went to the corner, which is usually what most players will do in transition, or just run to the side of the court. And this leaves Austin Reeves like 3 players in transition. And so he ends up making an awesome pass to Hachimura, who then is able to set up D'Lo, who's able to get off the easy shot. He misses the shot, and I honestly think he probably could have waited a little bit and like set up a little bit more. KCP had no chance of kind of getting to him whatsoever, and there was a wide open 3 waiting for him later, but he ends up missing the shot. And it's clear at this point to KCP, I feel like, that he just doesn't need to guard D'Angelo Russell, which is just a huge problem because the Lakers seem to go as D'Angelo Russell goes, and when he goes and is basically no impact, his energy and his ability to be guarded as closely as, you should guard somebody who's supposedly a good shooter just makes the spacing on the court so lackluster for the Lakers. They really only have a couple 3-point shooters, and D'Angelo Russell's the primary one. Austin Reeves doesn't really take that many threes. And so when they struggle to make threes from someone like D'Angelo Russell, they really struggle, and they end up scoring like just around 100 points and a lot less than the Denver Nuggets, who are able to put up a lot of points. In this series, Anthony Davis, LeBron James have both been playing incredible, but it's clear that the lack of consistency from players like D'Lo, Rui Hachimura, and Austin Reeves has been the key to the Lakers' demise. If you guys like this content about D'Angelo Russell and about the Lakers-Nuggets series that's almost over, please like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully be able to kind of give you more insight on the entire playoffs through our film reviews. Thank you guys for watching.